So this week you guys sent in some really interesting stuff about mentorship.
Yeah.
And, it seems like everyone's always talking about the mentor, like what makes a good mentor,
Yeah.
how to find a mentor.
Right.
But in this deep dive, we're going to flip the script.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and look at things from the perspective of the mentee.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, a mentorship, it's a two-way street.
Absolutely. It's a partnership, you know? You can't have a great tango if only one person knows the steps.
Yeah, it takes two to tango.
Exactly. So while everyone's always focused on the mentor's role,
Yeah.
we're going to uncover what makes a truly effective mentee.
Love it. And to guide us on this deep dive, we have this fantastic Harvard Business Review article by Vinay Chopra and Sanjay Singh.
Great article.
Really insightful. Now, these guys come from the world of academic medicine.
Yeah.
But don't let that fool you. Their advice is applicable to literally anyone in any field.
I think that's what makes this article so great.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're a scientist or an artist or an entrepreneur. The principles they lay out can help you get the most out of any mentorship relationship.
And that's exactly our mission today.
What is it?
To give you, the listener, the tools and strategies to become an amazing mentee.
So you can really maximize the benefits of mentorship.
Exactly. So let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
The first habit that Chopra and Saint highlight is this idea of figuring out exactly what kind of support you need.
Okay.
Because, not all mentors are created equal.
No, they're not. And the authors are very clear about that.
Right.
They emphasize that you really need to understand what you're hoping to get out of a mentorship.
Right.
So you can find the right person to help you achieve those specific goals.
And they actually lay out a really helpful framework for thinking about different types of support.
They do.
They talk about formal, long-term guidance,
Yeah.
which is more like that traditional mentorship model.
All right, where you have someone who's maybe a little bit further along in their career.
Yeah.
And they're providing you with guidance and advice over a long period of time.
Exactly.
Mm.
But then they also talk about these one-time needs,
Right.
where maybe you just need help with a very specific situation.
Like a one-off.
Yeah, like negotiating a job offer or preparing for a big presentation.
Oh, yeah, or even just finding a new job.
Exactly. And for these one-time needs, they introduce these really specific roles.
So helpful.
Like the coach,
Right.
who can help you improve a particular skill.
And they actually quote Atul Gawande in the article.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that coaching done well may be the most effective intervention designed for human performance.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
It is, right?
Right.
So if you're struggling with public speaking or you need help writing more effectively,
Yeah.
finding a coach who specializes in that area can make a world of difference.
I love that. Then there's the sponsor.
Yes, the sponsor.
So who is this mysterious sponsor?
Well, the sponsor is usually someone who's more senior.
Okay.
Someone who has a lot of influence and connections within their field.
So they've got that clout.
They do. The authors call it social and political capital.
I see.
And sponsors can really open doors for their mentees. They can introduce you to the right people, help you get on important committees, really advocate for your advancement.
So they're like your champion.
Exactly.
I like that. And then there's the connector,
Oh, the connector.
who's always got their finger on the pulse.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
They remind me of what Malcolm Gladwell calls connectors in his book, The Tipping Point.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, these are the people who just know everyone and they love bringing people together.
So they're like the ultimate networkers.
They are. And as a mentee,
Yeah,
a connector can help you build a really diverse and powerful network.
I can see how valuable that would be.
It is. So the key takeaway here is that you need to be really clear about what type of support you need.
Right.
Whether it's that long-term guidance, a coach, a sponsor, a connector.
Or maybe even a combination of all of them.
Exactly. Once you know what you're looking for,
Yeah.
you can start to identify the right people to approach.
Which brings us to the next crucial habit. Choosing your mentor wisely.
Ah, yes, this is a big one. And the authors actually compare it to choosing a life partner.
Whoa, that's a pretty serious comparison.
It is, but they have a good reason for it.
Okay, why?
Because they say that who you choose as a mentor can actually influence up to 95% of your success and happiness.
95%?
95%.
That's huge.
It is. So you really don't want to just pick the first person who comes along.
Right.
You need to be thoughtful about who you choose.
So it's not just about finding someone who's super successful in their field.
No, it's not.
It's about finding someone you genuinely like and respect.
Exactly. Someone who has the qualities that you admire.
And the authors actually highlight some specific qualities to look for.
They do. Like what?
Well, they talk about altruism,
Okay.
which is basically just a fancy word for being genuinely helpful and wanting to see others succeed.
I like that.
They also talk about work-life balance
Yeah.
because, you don't want a mentor who's so burnt out that they can't even help themselves.
Right. And who's going to teach you to be just as burnt out as them?
Exactly. And then they talk about patience.
Of course. Because mentorship, it takes time.
It does. It's a process
And you need someone who's willing to be there for you through the ups and downs.
to guide you and support you.
Exactly. And they also make a really great point about finding someone who's relatable.
What do they mean by that?
Well, they say that you should look for someone who understands your goals and who shares your values.
So someone who gets you.
Exactly. Someone who's been where you are and who can relate to the challenges you're facing.
Because it can be tempting to just go for the biggest name in your field.
Oh, yeah.
But that person might not actually be the best mentor for you.
They might not. As someone at the very top of their game,
Yeah.
they might be so busy that they don't have a lot of time to devote to mentorship.
Or they might be so far removed from where you are now
Right.
that they can't really relate to your struggles.
Exactly. And the authors actually give this great piece of advice.
Well,
They say you should look for mentors you can see yourself becoming.
that's interesting.
Isn't it? It's like finding a role model.
Yeah.
Someone who embodies the qualities and achievements that you aspire to.
I love that. And, it's not just about finding a good mentor.
Yeah.
It's also about making sure that they're actually a good fit for you,
Exactly.
that they have the time and the energy to invest in your development.
Right. And that they're actually excited about the prospect of mentoring you.
Yeah. Because mentorship, it should be a mutually beneficial relationship.
Absolutely.
So take your time, get to know your potential mentor,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure that it's a good match for both of you.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right, so you found a mentor.
Mm-hmm.
You click, you're excited.
Okay. Now what?
Now it's time to roll up your sleeves and get to work.
Okay. But there's a bit of a twist here.
What do you mean?
Because the next habit that Chopra and Saint talk about is this idea of under-promising and over-delivering.
Ah, yes, a classic strategy.
But it's so crucial in a mentorship.
Why is Well, because mentors are busy people.
They are.
They have a lot on their plates,
Mm-hmm.
and they're looking for mentees who are reliable.
Who get things done.
Exactly.
Right.
The authors actually describe mentors as looking for closers.
Move closer.
Yeah, people who see projects through to completion.
Okay, so how do you become a closer?
Well, Chopra and Saint, they outline a whole bunch of qualities that ideal mentees possess.
Like what?
Let's see, they say that effective mentees are enthusiastic,
Okay.
energetic, organized, focused.
Mm-hmm.
They're open to feedback, but they're also honest and responsive.
Right.
And perhaps most importantly, they understand the value of hard work.
It's not always easy.
No, it's not.
Okay.
But that's where the under-promising and over-delivering comes in.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Explain.
So instead of promising to deliver something in 3 days,
Yeah.
tell your mentor it'll take you a week.
But then deliver it in 3 days.
Exactly.
Oh, I see.
That way you're not only meeting their expectations,
Mhm.
you're exceeding them.
That makes a big impression.
It does. And it shows your mentor that you're serious about your
And
development.
that you respect their time.
Exactly. And speaking of respecting your mentor's time,
Oh, yes. Very important.
that's actually the next habit on the list.
Okay, so how do you respect your mentor's time?
Well, first and foremost, recognize that their time is incredibly valuable.
It is. They are busy people.
Exactly. So be mindful of how you're using their time.
Don't waste it.
Exactly.
Mm.
For example, if you need your mentor to review something,
Yeah.
give them plenty of lead time.
How much time?
The authors suggest at least a week for abstracts
Okay.
and 2 to 3 weeks for more substantial documents, like grant proposals.
That makes sense.
And when you're scheduling meetings with your mentor,
Mm-hmm.
come prepared.
With an agenda.
Exactly. Know what you want to discuss.
What your goals are.
Right, and what you hope to achieve during that meeting.
So it's not just a random chat.
No, it should be a focused and productive conversation.
I like it.
And when you're emailing your mentor,
Yes.
keep it brief and to the point.
No rambling.
No rambling. Ask specific questions.
And avoid sending those long, meandering emails.
Exactly, because remember,
Good.
your mentor's time is precious.
Treat it as such.
Exactly. So be respectful, be efficient, and make every interaction count.
Good advice.
Now, even the best mentor-mentee relationships,
Yeah.
they're not always going to be smooth sailing.
Right.
They're getting bumps along the road.
Challenges to overcome.
Exactly. And Chopra and Saint, they actually dedicate a whole section of their article to these potential pitfalls.
Interesting. What kind of pitfalls?
Well, one thing they talk about is this idea of managing up.
Okay, managing up. What does that mean?
It basically means being proactive in guiding the mentorship relationship,
Oh, come
making
on.
sure that it's working for both of you.
So it's not just the mentor's responsibility.
No, it's a shared responsibility.
I see.
And sometimes you might need to be assertive.
Like
Well,
what?
for example, if your mentor is constantly bottlenecking your progress.
For boss.
Yeah, like if they're always late with feedback
Yeah.
or they're dragging their feet on approvals,
Okay.
the authors suggest setting firm deadlines
Mm-hmm.
and clearly communicating the consequences of any further delays.
So being upfront.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And another potential pitfall is what they call mentorship malpractice.
Mentorship malpractice. That sounds serious.
It can be. It's basically when a mentor unintentionally hinders your success.
Unintentionally?
Yeah, like maybe they're so used to being the expert
Right.
that they start taking ownership of your ideas.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not. And in those cases, the authors suggest that more assertive measures might be necessary.
Like what?
Well, they don't go into specifics,
Okay.
but it's clear that you need to protect your intellectual property
Dad.
and make sure that you're getting credit for your work.
Absolutely. And it's not just mentors who can fall into these traps.
Yeah.
Mentees can make mistakes too,
They can, and the authors highlight a couple of common mentee missteps.
such as
Well, one is ghosting.
ghosting, like disappearing.
Exactly. Like when a mentee just goes silent and avoids any difficult conversations.
Oh, I've seen that happen.
It happens.
Yeah.
And it's not a good look.
No, it erodes trust.
Exactly. And then there's the vampire mentee.
The vampire.
Yeah, the one who's constantly draining their mentor with questions and requests.
Oh, yeah, the energy vampire.
Exactly. And that can quickly lead to mentor burnout.
Makes sense.
So the key takeaway here is that both mentors and mentees need to be aware of these potential pitfalls
Right.
and communicate openly and honestly with each other to avoid them.
Communication is key.
It is. Now let's move on to the final habit that Chopra and Saint emphasize.
What's that?
Being engaged and energizing.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Well, it basically means being a joy to work with.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, the authors actually say that the best mentees are fun to work with.
They bring the energy.
They do. They come to meetings with enthusiasm and excitement,
Mm-hmm.
and they're always eager to move projects forward.
That makes sense.
And mentors, they respond to that kind of energy.
They want to work with people who are passionate and engaged.
Exactly. And the authors, they also make this interesting point about focusing on the upsides.
What do you mean?
Well, they say that mentors are much more likely to respond positively
Yeah.
when you frame problems as growth opportunities.
So instead of complaining about a problem,
Right.
you come to your mentor with potential solutions.
Exactly. And that
Yeah.
shows that you're not just a complainer,
Yeah.
you're a problem solver.
A proactive mentee.
Exactly. And finally, the authors emphasize the importance of being mature,
Oh, okay.
especially when it comes to receiving feedback.
Yes, feedback, that can be tough.
It can be,
Hmm.
but it's essential for growth.
Absolutely.
And the authors, they actually share this anecdote
Oh, tell me.
about a mentor who ended a relationship with a mentee
Wow.
because the mentee was so defensive and couldn't handle any criticism.
Ouch.
Yeah. And the mentor, they just couldn't deal with it anymore.
That's understandable.
It is. So be open to feedback.
Mm.
Be willing to learn and grow.
And don't take it personally.
Exactly. Because remember,
What?
your mentor is trying to help you.
They want to see you succeed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of mentorship,
Yeah.
it's clear that being an effective mentee,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just about finding the right mentor.
It's about being the right mentee.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And Chopra and Saint, they've given us a roadmap
Yeah.
with these 7 habits
7 habits.
to help us become exceptional mentees.
And maximize the benefits of mentorship.
Exactly. So let's recap those habits really quickly.
Okay, go for it.
Number 1,
Number 1.
know what kind of support you need.
Right.
Number 2,
Number 2.
choose your mentor wisely.
Yes.
Number 3,
Number 3.
underpromise and overdeliver.
Love it.
Number 4,
Number 4.
respect your mentor's time.
Absolutely.
Number 5,
Number 5.
be aware of potential pitfalls.
Good one.
Number 6,
Number 6.
be engaged and energizing.
Bring that energy.
And number 7, be mature and receptive to feedback.
All great advice.
It is. And now I have a question for you, the listener.
Hit me with it.
Do you have what it takes to be an excellent mentee?
Think about it.
Think about it. Because mentorship, it's an incredible opportunity
It is.
to learn and grow and achieve your goals.
But it's a two-way street.
It is.
Yeah.
So take a moment to reflect on your own mentorship experiences.
Yeah.
And see if there's anything you can do to step up your game as a mentee.
And if you're thinking about seeking out a mentor,
Yeah,
keep these 7 habits in mind.
absolutely. Because the right mentor, combined with the right attitude and approach,
Can make all the difference.
it can. So go out there, be the best mentee you can be,
You got this.
and unlock your full potential.
And don't forget to thank your mentor.